Today we are heading to Hamilton, going to University of Waikato. They've got a bit of an entrepreneurship business sort of school thing going on. I'm going to go talk a bunch of smack and try and demo some shit in the Tron. I'm very excited. I always had a very clear why. So everyone's always like, who you are and what you do, but no one really actually asked the question of why you're actually doing it. And if I was to reverse engineer this room, I'm imagining that you guys are all in a spot where you've got these grandeur visions, you want to do this and that hustle and blah, 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 all that. You're probably wanting, you're loving being surrounded by like-minded individuals and people, and you've got these goals and visions. And that's when I ask the question about, do you have entrepreneurial tendencies or entrepreneurial tendons? Is because if you don't ask yourself those questions early enough, you can actually probably waste a lot of time trying to do something that you're not, and trying to be something that you're not, and trying to, not fake it, but I think there's just a fundamental big flaw of this whole landmine gold rush of entrepreneurship, when it's totally, like I kind of gave this analogy at the Innis 48 the other week. I was like, entrepreneurship is like Las Vegas. It is this nice shiny beacon of all this cool glitz and glam, these $1 million funding rounds and $1 billion buyouts and all the stuff, and great, but no one sees the dark underbelly of the hustle and grind and the struggle and the destruction and the relationship chaos and the 20-hour days and and I think there's just a huge fundamental disconnect between people talking about entrepreneurship and actually people living and breathing it. And so one question that I would always ask, because the reality is not everyone's built for this, right? Like not everyone's built up to, like I got up yesterday, it was like 5 and I was just like hyped, and I was just like wanted to just get out in the office by like 6 in the morning. Now I can grind through and that's cool, but for some people that's maybe not their thing. They want to maybe have the business card and the website and the little cool LinkedIn profile, but that might not potentially be them. And I think the question I'd just be asking yourself is, like, really true ask why you're doing it, because that gives a real true North Star to actually how you operate and fundamentally what you're trying to achieve. And if you can go back from that spot, you'll always never actually feel it working. And I guess one of the real cool comments before was talking about success is what you define it as, is I 100% believe that, like I know that I'm not like, because I'm always investing into the next big thing, no fear of anything, and I just send it, right? Now, that's cool for me, but sometimes for others, like there's nothing wrong with like just having an awesome sustainable business and growing and being able to live and breathe and do your thing. And I think I may not have more money than a whole lot of people, but I truly feel that I'm potentially the most successful out of anyone I ever know of all time, because I fundamentally and truly believe I've never actually worked, because I'm just so passionate about every single thing I do. Being really true to who yourself and authentic in that piece, and staying consistent and flat. Because there's some guys I know that have corporate jobs that their work persona and their real persona is two totally different things, and that usually happens after the 7th beer. And it's true. And the weirdest thing is, I don't feel that they're being true to themselves, because that's not actually who they are, And so I would like to think that the same relationship I would have with you today is the exact same, which it is the same way I would have with anyone else, regardless where they sit in the totem pole. So it would be play the long game of understand that if you just keep executing, people will also give you a lot more leeway if they know that your intent is right. Like if you try and eat shit, but you tried and you did it from a right place, people will be like, it's a good dude and really try to a good chick, that's, and then on to the next. And it's that keeping that positive momentum going. I think it's like continual positive pivots. That's a huge thing that people they really underestimate that. Because it's one thing to do something once in a flash in the pan, like rad, we explored this lane, I got paid, cool. I've got zero desire to have any personal gain from my side if I know that it's going to mean that I did something bad on the other end, either for an industry or culturally or for whatever, if it was not driven around passion first. It's refreshing to see hustle outside of a big city like Auckland. I was super pumped to see like real determination and vision to try and create something greater than themselves at such a young age in entrepreneurship. I think there is a lot more hope in the regions than what some may say about the ecosystem. I don't think you just need to be in Auckland doing a digital agency of some type. I truly believe that you can build anything locally that can scale globally now. Hamilton, You've been lovely. Now it's back to some 3-hour traffic and orange soy mocha frappuccinos in Ponsonby.